Oh, hey. Oh, thank you. Hey, how you doing? Very funny. Thanks, bro. Oh, thanks, man. Ooh, how you doing, guys? Thanks, guys. Oh, thank you. Ooh, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Thanks, guys. Okay. Now, that was my ridiculously terrible simulation of a comedian running from place to place to place in one night to do comedy shows for free. The fuck is that about, right? And this is another secret I want to talk about in this particular episode 8. Secrets of the Game. Cat Poo Crazy Carl. Comedy ain't just jokes. It's therapy. Now, I've noticed that there are two kinds of entertainers. I see it in music and film. I'll talk about that later. But specific to comedy, there's this thing in comedy, like anything, when you want to be a professional, you need at least 10,000 hours or 10 years of doing something consistently to be what's considered a professional, and of course eventually get paid for it and accumulate the larger hours, become an expert, a master at something, right? So most comedians are searching for stage time in that amount of number to get all their skills up. Now, if you're a really advanced person, you really don't need that much time. But I thought that was the way it was. Because before, like 95, when the internet came into existence and got used consistently from 2000 on, before the internet, yes, you did have to go to comedy clubs and go to the place and stand there and get discovered at the place, and a producer sees you and invites you to Vegas, or somebody pulls you out of the crowd and makes you famous, or hey, come do. Yeah, back in the day, everything up until the mid-90s, that's totally true. But right around late 90s, 2000, everything changed when the internet came. Because now people are getting their jokes on videos and little posts and screens, and this was when MySpace and everything was cracking. You remember how MySpace was, boy? You know what I'm saying? MySpace was cracking, boy. Then once they added the cameras to the phones in the early 2000s, like all the phones, because remember only the palm. I only remember only one of the blue. It wasn't the Palm. It was the other one. And when it was a business one. It was the only one that had a camera. And then the Palm had a camera. Oh no, it was the Palm that had the camera. The Palm had the camera. Then the blue something, I forget what it was called, it had the full keyboard that didn't have a camera. Then they added a camera to that. Then all of a sudden they added cameras to everything else. And comedy at a club, now it's coming out of the phone like this. You know what I'm saying? Like out of the phone, wait till I get some money. I'm gonna have a big old camera. It's gonna be ill. I'm like, cameras. I'm gonna be doing moving and stuff. I'm like, edit that team. Right now, I'm the team, so there's not much editing going on here. So that's why you get to see all the funny stuff up front. But that's part of the Cat Poo Crazy. I want you to see how ridiculously insane yet brilliant I am at the same time. So anyway, I have gotten way off track. Oh yes, wasted time. Now you see I just wasted time right there? I want to explain that as your career. Now that I'm back on track. The point about all those people running around is I call them busy idiots. And that's my man, Chef Ramsey. I heard say that term. He had that Kitchen Nightmare shows. He's like, look here, mate. You're a busy idiot, mate. You're running around doing nothing, mate. You're like a chicken with his head cut off, mate. Why don't you go outside and take a piss? A busy idiot. And he basically says that's somebody that they appear like they're working really hard. They appear like they're putting in a lot of effort, but they're really just expending a lot of energy hustling towards something ineffectively and whatnot. And I know comedians, dog. I'm talking, dude, in LA, they've been doing comedy 20, 30, 40 years, my dude, and whatnot, doing 3, 4, 5 shows a night, 3 open mics a night, maybe 3, 4 paid gigs a night, the occasional festival. Dog, only 20 to 30% of the comedians I have met out of the thousands, I'm talking at least 10 to 15,000 comedians, stand-up comedians here, minimum 10 to 15,000. And dog, 20% of them pay their bills with actual jokes and comedy. All the rest of them, they're just going out, hanging out with a bunch of people that they be hating on anyway because they don't want them to succeed so they can succeed. It's like they're waiting for the Hunger Games for one of them to get picked out. Like, you have been chosen. Who would like to die and get rich first? That's like what they're waiting on and whatnot. So, dude, don't be a busy idiot. Make sure that everything you do in your comedy game, and this can be for other things too, make sure it's productive. Make sure it has something that has a return. Make sure it's something that has legacy. There is nothing wrong with working with people to learn from them. I learned about lighting and a whole bunch of other stuff from people that if I didn't work with them for free, I wouldn't know this stuff. So you definitely want to work with people, but don't overextend yourself and don't overwork yourself. Once you figure out your comedic stick, once you figure out your comedic flow, work on your jokes, practice them, but don't just go there. Make videos, make your YouTube, do the TikTok, go to the streets, go to the occasional live show, do all that stuff, but don't, please don't waste hundreds of dollars and hours driving from place to place to place to tell 5 minutes to 3 minutes of jokes for 6 people in a room while you're paying gas to drive around, you're buying food and all this stuff. Don't do it. Pick and choose your shit. Choose your opportunity. You ever heard the phrase, choose your battles? If you ever get in a comedy or film, make sure you choose your battles correctly. Don't you waste years just pissing away your time, energy, and talent. Because a lot of people out there, like I said, you think you're all friends because you're new. They will waste your fucking career in life. So you guys remember that. And that's Cat Poop Crazy Carl. I think I got one more last one left. And then we out of here, man. I got to get the editing in this stuff. Cat Poop Crazy.